All right. Well, we told y'all that we were celebrating all things media, and we have none other than Tisha Lee from the Juice 107.3.
Yes. Hello. And oh my goodness.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I am so honored to be here.
We're honored to have you.
Yes.
I'm loving the studio. Like as soon as
you.
I walked in, I was like, this is it right here. I just got into my element. So
Yes.
I'm loving it.
Yes.
And I just really enjoyed listening to Jameil, and that was just a great conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good.
Yes.
So
Thank
I'm like,
you.
okay, this is nice. I have to come back.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see after today.
Yeah, we'll see how
tonight pans out. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll see.
We don't scare you away too much.
Yes. Now, how long have you been at the Juice?
Whew, okay, so I've been 20 years.
Okay. What was that?
20 years. I've been.
I was gonna give you like 10 plus. Like
No, I have been on the radio, commercial radio, for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I moved here.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, I moved here in 2005. So I'm from Akron.
Okay.
So yes, I moved here immediately after college. So I actually graduated college, moved to Toledo. So Friday I moved. I was packing. Saturday.
You know the exact date.
Oh, I know. You never forget it because it was a shock to me because I lived at home with my parents like all my life, all through college. I never had my own place. Like I just would go to college, kick it, and come home, didn't work. But Friday, I packed my stuff, the little things that I had.
Yeah.
Saturday, I graduated college, and Sunday, I unpacked and prepared for my first day of the Juice.
So you knew
on
you
Monday.
were starting.
Yeah. So I had a job before I graduated college. So I started work that Monday, and I've been at the same place at the Juice.
That's great.
For 20 years.
Now,
So,
was there anything special that drew you to the Juice, or did you just was like, I'm fresh out of college and I need a job?
Well, you know what? I mean, I went to Akron U, and they had a really good broadcasting program. Actually, one of the top in the country.
They do.
Yeah, and we had a good radio format, and it was operated like a radio station.
So that's what you went to school for?
That is what I went to school for.
Okay.
And actually, my first semester, I wanted to be a teacher, which later comes into play later. But my first semester was early childhood education. And then I went to our radio station. A friend of mine had graduated high school with was like, yeah, just come up to my radio show. We play, hip hop, we play underground, local music, come on through. So I went to the radio station, I peeked in, and I'm like, wait, oh, this is mine. So I changed my major that same year. So and I was like, this is my passion. I fell in love with radio from then on. But we had a really good radio program, and I had a good advisor, really good mentor that, they were from day one, just grooming you how to market yourself, like just really teaching you the ins and outs of radio, the business side of radio, understanding radio, how it works, how it works in your brain. Like there's so many other things that went along with understanding the craft and and the skill. That and so when it got to that point, when I got to my senior year, I did an internship in Cleveland promotions. So I got the commercial radio experience, did an internship at a television station. TV was not my thing. I'll tell you that right now. Like I had to learn it in college, but TV was not my thing. Like I enjoyed just going to the radio station in some sweats, not having my hair look crazy.
Right.
But so I was like, but going back to that I knew that my ultimate goal was to be on morning radio, because back in our day, radio was really big, especially like morning radio. That was in like the height of Howard Stern, and I don't know who was here at that time, but we had of course, Tom Joyner was here. Ricky Smiley, Russ Parr, Olivia. There was so many different, that was morning radio was really big. And so that was the ultimate goal, was to land a morning show. So if you landed a morning show, that was the biggest thing that you could do in radio.
Right.
So I put out tons of feelers, and how you were talking earlier, and you guys said about the CDs and how he would send his demo out. That's how we had to do. I had to put together a demo, and I had to actually mail it to program directors. And then, but at that time, you could also send MP3. So I would send in a CD, And they was in a manila folder. I just listened to it. I let my class hear it.
That's so
It
funny.
was so bad. It was so
Love it.
bad. Yeah. And then I also followed up with an MP3 and I sent it to anybody. I had the nerve to send it to Hot 97 in New York. Okay.
Mm.
Like I said, I had balls. Like I was sending it
You
to
were fresh out
everybody.
of college. You were like,
Right, I'm like,
listen.
yeah. But I'm like, you know, I had audacity to send it to the
As you
big
should.
markets, right?
Right.
But you know, but that's how, you know, my mentor would pump me up. He was like, you know, you have to be cocky in this industry. You have to
Yes.
be, you know, you have to be assertive. You have to be confident.
Right.
Like you just can't say, "Oh yeah, I'm Tish, and please hire me because you know maybe I'll do well." No, like
Right.
my cover letter said, "Look, if you want your ratings to drive, you want to increase your ratings, you want your station to be fire. I'm the girl for the job."
Right.
And that's why
Love that.
Charlie hired me. You know, because that's how cocky I was when I got there. It was like, "Hey, where's that bitch was on that tape?" You know, but it was different. It was college radio, right?
Yeah.
But I learned to be, you know, very confident.
And the juice had just
Yep.
started, right?
And then it
Around that
started
time.
just a couple
Yes.
years before I
Yep.
got there.
Mhm.
So I come in the height of all that, but how I ended up choosing that job
Mhm.
was I got a job offer in Baltimore. I got a job offer in Philly.
Mhm.
And the Philly job was for a station. It was a good station. It was it was one of the top stations there, but it was for an overnight position. And then the job in Baltimore, that was for a weekend position, weekend board op. And those jobs, I definitely would have had gotten another job. And it was like, okay, then when Charlie reached, it's like, this is for a co-host to a morning show.
Mm.
I was like, okay, I'm going to Toledo.
This is my morning
Like
show.
I always fast
Right,
going
yeah.
to Detroit, but I had
Yeah.
never been to Toledo before. And so I was like, well, I'll start here, work for the Juice for about 5, 6, 7 years, and then I moved to New York. I wanted to move to New York, just like, you know, they want to go to LA, they want to go to Detroit, or they want to go to New York.
Mhm.
So, but I was like, this is morning show, like this is morning radio. So I'm actually landing a morning show, a morning co-host job,
Yeah.
right out of college, you know. So that's how I ended up
Yeah.
choosing to move to Toledo. Now here I am 20 years later, you know, 4 kids
Yeah,
later,
you're
husband,
still here.
you're still here, you're not going to New
Yeah.
York,
Right.
you know, like, so yeah, so that's how it all unfolded and ended up working there.
Now, did you ever see yourself staying at the Juice for as long as you have been so
I
far?
did. I will say that because that became my family. Like the Juice is my family. Like
Yeah.
it is the first Black-owned radio station in the region. Charlie Chuck started that station to give the community a voice. Like when I went to interview with the Juice, I was like, and they welcomed me with open arms, like,
Right.
and you know, it's just a homegrown station all the way around. Like I would be doing my show, and you know, like years later when I had kids, my kids running around, everybody's kids running around.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and that allowed me to do other things. You know, not just radio. I was able to still pursue the other things and be creative and do the things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
If I knew that if I were to go to a bigger, I say a bigger market or bigger station, but a conglomerate company like iHeart or Cumulus, I wouldn't be able to be the internship coordinator or the production director or just say, hey, I'm going to do middays or, you know, work as a program director, do that. You know, I was able to, promotions, you know, hey, what do you want to be this week? You know, you're able to explore, and I was able to grow because they afforded me the opportunity to, they trusted me in that process. I was learning, right? They allowed me to learn, they allowed me to grow, but also to do the other things I wanted to do outside of the station with support.
That's what's up.
You know, so, you know, and on other stations, like, no, we own you. This is your time.
Yeah.
Like, this is our time, our clock. You know, I couldn't have went to iHeart and, you know, went and started my own voiceover company, you know, and doing work on the side and have my voice on other stations.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of there used to be. I mean, it's a little bit more flexible now, but you know, those politics would get in the way when you are at a much bigger company. Bigger company.
Like
and
you said,
you know,
on their time.
That's right.
So.
You know, and that's when like no compete clauses were
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
they were for real about that.
Mhm.
You know, and so But as I started to grow, my family started to grow. You really need that flexibility.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to be able to, go take kids to the doctor,
Yeah.
or I gotta go to the doctor. I got a
Yeah.
meeting, or but you don't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like I will always be. I have not been on the air in a year and a half
Okay.
because now I'm a professor at the University of Toledo,
Okay.
so
That's
I'm
sweet.
there full time. However, I'm still at the radio station.
Yeah.
Right.
Still doing work. I still do a lot of work. When I'm needed. So I'm always going to be family.
Mhm.
So people say, you work at a yeah, I was just there. I'm always, so and then once you get bit by that radio bug, that's the thing with what you're doing now. No matter what it is you decide you're gonna do, whatever you're gonna want to come back to this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you're not ever now you got bit by the bug, you're not gonna hang it up. It's always
Exactly.
Yep.
it's always gonna be in your heart.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be in your heart.
Right.
So just know that when you say, okay, you know what, we got other things we're doing, this will never leave. Like that passion, once you get that passion, which is brewing in you now,
Right.
you're like, it's manifesting,
Yeah.
right? Like you're like, this is who I am. I feel it. Like this is my love. Like I'm not thinking about the money. I'm not thinking about the music that I play. Like I just want to be able to use my platform, right? I want to be on the radio and contribute to my community, speak for the greater good of the community, and then you just do it because you love it,
Right.
and it never goes anywhere, no matter what it is you do. I said I haven't been on the air, but you're like, hey, you want to come? Yeah, I'm coming
Yeah.
because this is my
I want to be on the air.
yeah, I want to be on the air. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Now, when you first got on the air, I know you said you did the morning show, and
I
then
did.
well, you've been doing it for 20 years. So, I mean, I was a kid.
You was a baby.
I was
in
Yeah.
high school when I
Yeah,
started.
both of
Yeah.
us, yeah.
They're way younger.
I know. I was like, y'all baby.
I'm 34.
But I remember I was in high school when the Juice started,
Mhm.
and that was my morning
97.
show.
Yeah.
Yes, that was that was
97.
that was my.
And I remember as a
sophomore
kid,
year.
I think you were doing 11 a.m., like the mid morning.
Yep. So
type
then,
stuff.
right. So
Yeah.
then after Charlie Mack retired,
Okay.
I went on, and that was after my 15-year-old. So yeah. So they were like, a couple of years after that,
Mhm.
I was like, hey, would you like to do middays? First, I was like, yeah, I'll try it by myself. Okay. And I loved it.
Mhm.
I loved it. It's totally different because it's more music based. The midday show is more music based. Like
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of talking. I love the interaction. Like I like this. Like
Yes.
I like being able to bounce back and forth with co-hosts.
Right.
Like but when you're doing your own show, you are like doing your own thing. But again, you could come up with your own segments. You can drive your own show.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I did that up until a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So you did middays that whole time.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember calling in like
You
to
You
call the
did.
request
You
line.
sure did. You called the request line.
I
You
sure
did.
did.
Yeah. And you always have listeners. Like you always remember that you'll never. I have people that listen to my show
Mhm.
that I've never met in person, but I'm like, we're cool.
I guarantee
Yeah.
you, I've made a request to you.
Like it's like,
I
but
know I did.
I
I know
know
I did.
who they are. I've seen their social media. Like I know
Mhm.
things about them.
Yeah.
Because they are longtime listeners.
Yeah.
Radio is a very personal medium.
Mhm.
Like it is about the personal connection. It's not, hey, everybody out there listening right now, radio land. That's not radio.
Yeah.
Radio is very personal. Why? Because people are listening mostly in their cars. They're
Right.
listening when they're by themselves,
Mhm.
not unlike television where a lot of people are in the room. You're listening at home, you're doing other things, everybody's running around,
Mhm.
but you make those personal connections with so those your radio people are not just the people that work at the radio station with you who are on the air. It's your listeners. Your
Facts.
listeners drive that show.
And they relate
So
so
you're
much to
part
you.
of the
Yes.
Juice family.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah. And when they call in, they definitely like.
they bring a whole
Yeah.
nother. They bring the element to the
Yes.
show that is
Yes.
needed. That's what makes it personal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That's what makes it personal. And that was the thing about like being at the Juice is that it was local.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as the years started, as the years went on, it's like, dang, just watching
Mhm.
the transition of radio into syndication, which I worked with in syndicated radio too, with Cheryl Underwood,
Okay.
and so it's like, and it was a different feel. It was a different feel.
What was the
because
difference between the two?
because it was like, we were local, but we were scaled nationally.
Mm.
So
Okay.
it's like, it's something about that hometown feel,
Yeah.
you know, of just you calling, and I know it's you.
Mhm.
I know your voice. Hey, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Right.
oh yeah, white girl, what's going on? It would
Yeah.
be your segment.
Yeah.
It would literally be your segment. But
Mhm.
you know, and it's because you just have that local connection.
Mhm.
You know, that was, you know, and I did like it. I did enjoy it. I like going to LA. Like that was fun.
Mhm.
You know, like, but it was big. I was like, okay, all right, you know, and it was just, it's not as personal. It's not as personal.
Now, were you still at the Juice when you were still doing the syndicated?
Yeah,
news?
Charlie and we were both on that
Oh,
syndicated
wow.
show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, so Cheryl would broadcast, she would be in LA, her and her crew,
Mhm.
and Charlie and I would be broadcasting from our studio.
Okay.
So we had it was called an ISDN line. I said it's been a while, but you would just, it'd be like it's just like a really clear telephone line
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
that we would be able to broadcast from. Sound like, which that's how syndicated shows are. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
most of them are not in the room together, but that's how.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is impressive because I honestly wouldn't know the difference just
Yeah.
by listening.
Yeah.
Like they're
Basically
so
just
good at that.
sending
COVID
audio.
Yeah.
really revealed that.
Yes.
Yes.
Like it really people did not know that. But if you got that radio where you listen, I start
Yeah.
listening, you can
Yeah.
tell somebody's in the room.
Yeah.
Because usually if they say
Yeah.
that person's name, there's things that are just like dead
Yeah.
giveaways. They say that person's name, hey Ty. Well, that means you ain't looking at me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking at you, I'm not gonna say your name. Like,
Yeah.
Red, what you know,
Right.
that means it's your cue
That's
to
a good
talk. But
Yeah.
you just, it's hard to kind of catch those cues.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
follow his name is Big Greg. He does radio in Detroit. And he like during COVID, he did like a behind the scenes and he literally did like everything at home. Like his
Yes.
whole entire show, like
Yeah.
music, like all of that. And I was just
Well,
I
what
just
did that do to your spirit though? Like, how did it make you feel like when you realized like Ricky and them are not all in the same room?
I felt bamboozled. I
Yeah.
was like, I thought they got together every single day in
Right,
the room. They
right.
were like, no,
They
we-
did this.
Right,
it was
right.
nothing like this whatsoever.
Right.
So
I mean,
I just thought that was
Well,
very
hello.
interesting. Hi.
All you're doing is just sending off the audio to each other, and
Yeah.
you have your
Mhm.
engineer conduct it
Mhm.
and mix it down to where.
Yeah, but it
you
should
know,
be. I mean, it should be pretty cohesive. Like as long as like, so for example, if we use the equipment that you have now, so if we wanted to run a phone call off of the Roadcaster, you just
Yeah.
Bluetooth that thing
Like just
in.
now.
Yeah.
Like you can run it right on in there, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
wouldn't know as long as that's the thing. Like, and that's why I'm like really weird about headphones.
Yeah.
Because a fun fact is, I have like I do have hearing loss from being in radio for so long,
Mm.
and a lot of people do.
Your
Yeah.
ears
Right.
do have get a lot of.
Yeah, you get it does. It really does.
Yeah.
You're talking about wearing headphones for 20 plus years,
Right.
9 to 5 years. I was in college, right?
Wow.
Like,
I've
and then
been doing
listening
it
to
too.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So music producers, I mean, yeah, like sometimes you,
Yeah.
and it just takes one good time. Turn them headphones, get that feedback.
Yeah.
You will get
You know,
that
so-
brownness.
And not
Yeah.
even just doing it 20 years, but you were like every day on the air.
Every
So
day,
it's
every
like-
day. Yeah.
So how many hours a day were you on air?
I was on 4. First, we were on 4, and then it went to 5.
Ooh, yeah, that's a lot of time with some headphones on.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
That's the thing, like,
And then the more your hearing deteriorates, the louder you pump your
Right.
headphones up, right?
right, because you feel like you're not getting a lot.
Yeah. Because I was
Sound.
like,
So that
why
probably
your
explains
headphones
why
on
Amy's
so-
always
you know
like,
what?
I can't
You know what?
hear.
It's past 9.
Exactly.
We've been custom ways
Yes,
for it.
I am the oldest one here, so
Yeah,
most of the time.
She going deaf. It's okay.
Maybe it's just selective hearing. Maybe I just choose.
And
not
that's
to.
that's the
I
thing.
don't
Yeah,
know.
you can. That is true. Like you do learn that in radio too.
Uh-huh.
Like the
Yes.
selective
I
hearing.
learned that working with teenagers.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
having 3 kids of my own. That's
Yeah.
how I,
Yes.
you know.
Well, and speaking of kids, you actually started your own podcast program for
did,
kids. Tell
I
us
did.
about that.
Yeah. So the early childhood education. So it's like that was like my first love.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was like I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher like most of us do. It's
Yeah.
5-year-olds like playing school.
Right.
But I wanted to be a teacher. Fell in love with radio too. And then see the years later it just comes around full circle where you put both things, you'd be able to marry 2 of your passions, and that's what happened. So when did I do that? 2021, I filed for a 501c3
Okay.
for Amazing Kids, which it teaches it leverages broadcast journalism to improve reading.
Oh,
So
wow.
it is a reading program,
Okay.
right? But we work, and it's intentional for kids in 4th to 8th grade.
Okay.
So as educators here, you already
Mhm.
know that, that reading deficit, that
Yes.
gap
Yes.
between 4th and 6th grade
Yes.
is crucial.
Yeah.
Yes.
And especially in our communities, our kids are struggling.
And
Yes.
especially
They are.
after COVID.
Yes,
When
they
we
are.
didn't have years of reading.
Yeah, so especially in the Black community,
Mhm.
like the kids are really behind
Yeah.
and they're not graduating on time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I did a lot of research on this, and I learned that, okay, well, this is where the gap is happening. Like, here's the reading gap. 4th grade, they're learning to read up to 4th grade. After that, they're reading to learn. And if they are not reading fluently, proficiency, chances are they're going to not graduate on time with their peers. So that was, I'm like, and that was part of the reason how that came about was I started subbing. So working at the station, be able to explore other opportunities. I went back to get my master's at BG. And then in 2015, I was asked to be an instructor at UT part-time. So I started teaching audio production courses. And so that was in 2015, still working there now. But after that, I started subbing for TPS.
Mhm.
And I was in the classroom and I saw it firsthand.
Right.
I'm like, okay, all right, we're having a rough time here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what can I do to be
Right.
like, how can I bring my, because they would come in like, oh, you're fun. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
a fun teacher,
Yeah.
right? Like, they love you.
I think I am.
Yeah, you're a fun teacher, but you have that personality.
Yeah.
You engage with them. It's different, right?
But you wanted to bring your presence.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's what it was. It's like, okay, they're respecting my person. Like, they're respecting
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
They're, I'm able to engage them.
Right.
I got their attention.
Right.
Okay, now I got their attention. You got this ELA. Okay, how can we turn this into something a little bit more creative? So I started bringing my stuff to the schools with me. Like, and just kind of, hey, you know what? Okay, well, you got your spelling words, use these spelling words, and then we're gonna write them down, and you're gonna come up with give me 8 bars. So it kind of started just trying to find creative ways in the classroom. And I'm like, okay, the kids are liking it and they're engaging in it.
Mhm.
So and I said that was before, this was maybe 2020. I was like, okay, this is what I really want to do. And then so I started putting my business plan together, which that took a long time.
Yes.
That's a long time.
They do.
It took a
Yeah.
hell
So
of a long time.
Yeah, it takes a while to put your plan together, and you got to really think it through, and making sure it's done right, and so then I just started reaching out to resources to kind of really fine tune it to make it right. But I was like, I want to teach broadcasting to kids. We gotta catch them early. We gotta expose them early,
Yes.
because we have a very rich media community,
Mhm.
right? I mean, compared to like cities that are in our market size, we have the television stations, we have the radio stations, digital, we have the podcast, we have it all.
Right.
All right. So I'm like, they like it. And so I did a pilot program in 2021. And I brought, we did television, radio, we teach them how to DJ, we do a little bit of music engineering. And it's portable. We bring the program to the kids. And the first summer we had 100 kids.
Wow.
We had 100 kids, and we also bring media professionals in to come and speak with the kids. So we had a lot of folks from the media around town that they would come in and would either come in and talk to them, or they would actually work with the kids for the day.
That's what's
So,
up.
and I use that as like a beta program, so like a pilot program to see, okay, and get feedback. Because I love research, I love data. I was like, okay, well, this is the feedback we're getting. Not only do they not want more of it, we see that this is a possibility.
Right.
This really could be working to improve not only the reading, but the confidence, the public speaking skills, the soft skills,
Mhm.
And so I just been digging in the research. I'm getting ready to finish my PhD at Bowling Green.
Okay.
And
Well, shout out to that PhD.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
What are you studying?
it's in rhetorical criticism.
Okay.
But my dissertation will be how broadcasting can be used in the classroom to improve literacy.
That's
So
amazing.
you're gonna,
Yeah,
you're gonna
so
have a doctorate of criticism.
Yeah, but you
I need that.
yeah, like yeah, I'm a PhD.
I have a PhD in criticism, so I can tell you whatever.
Yeah. Let's look at this.
I love
But
that.
yeah, but a lot of this is it's academic research.
Yes.
Because now we get
Yeah.
into the academic because now it's like, okay, you got this. We said because when you start asking for money, they want to know
Gotta have that data.
What you do?
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Working
Yeah,
it.
yes, girl. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's improving reading. Well, how the hell do you know that? How do you know? Well, they like it. How do you know?
Right.
You know, it's improving. Well, how do you know that?
Mhm.
You know, like just because they say, like, have we seen any scores? Like, you know, so you have to really, if you want it to be sustainable and you want to scale something like this,
Yeah.
and you want people to believe in you, you want people to partner with you, it's got to be right.
Right.
You know, and you got to put a lot of work into it. So they said, at this point, you know, I'm building the credibility of the program, you know,
Yeah.
and just kind of building those partnerships and, you know, just taking it to the schools now.
Right.
So we started as a summer program,
Mhm.
and then now we are inside the schools.
Okay.
And then we also work with University of Toledo's Upper Bound program. So we teach kids the
Oh.
podcasting on Tuesdays at the
Okay.
Student Union. It's in several schools. And I mean, so now we'll be going into our third summer. Yeah, summer 3, and then going into our second after school program. So now we're doing year round.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing it in school, like during school, and then
After school and during school.
Okay.
So it depends on the school.
Yeah.
It depends on the individual needs of the school.
Now, if parents want to get their kids involved into the program, how do they do that?
Yeah, so we're actually gonna go live on. I want to go April 1st,
Okay.
where we'll do like an early bird registration.
Okay.
So we are going to be at the Frederick Douglass Community Center.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be there for 2 weeks. Then we'll also be at Wayman Palmer again this year. And then we're also going to be at Ottawa Park.
Okay.
We're going to be at Ottawa Park. And then we're going to end the program by going to different organizations. So this is the first time I'm kind of doing this where in the summer, like usually it's like a stand alone for 2 weeks in a different space. So we did Wilson Park, the Doug, we did Wayman Palmer and the Mott Branch Library last year. So 2 weeks at all those spaces to kind of get those kids served. And again, we want to serve everybody, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but what I'm going to do a little bit differently in addition to adding the Ottawa Park is I want to go to the different organizations and just host program, you know, just like do little workshops.
Right.
I love that.
You know, for like we'll do like 2 weeks of workshops. Every day we take it to a program, you know. So that's what I'm going to do this year. So
Okay.
yes.
Cool. Now, people who want to get into radio, do you feel like podcasting is a good start for them, or do you feel like there's a difference between the two?
There is a difference between the two, but this is where it starts.
Mhm.
Think about like anybody that you watch, sports broadcasters, people that have their own radio shows, people on morning shows.
Yeah.
There's always, like you said, Mud Talk After Dark.
Oh, hello.
Well, she's looking at me because I was like, I can't go on the radio because I can't drop F-bombs.
But it's so crazy because you will learn how to filter it. You kind of know it's weird.
I filter it at work. I do it all day, every day.
It's weird how you really can't turn it on and off. Like you know where you can. It's weird.
I've been doing it my whole life.
You know,
I don't cuss in front of Ron and Shirley. That's my parents.
Like,
Not Miss Shirley.
Ron and Shirley do not
but
know.
you really can't. Like I didn't think I could do it. I probably slipped up maybe a couple. Well, maybe I have maybe 3, 4.
And then just bleep it out and then you move on.
Sometimes we try. If we
All
I
the
won't.
time.
Don't add. We will not get into those stories. But
Well, we've gotten bleeped before. We're not here, but we're at 49 grand. We got.
Was that when I said dick pic?
Yes.
so when you
I was talking
if you
about
were,
sex. I just didn't randomly say dick pic out of nowhere.
but if you were live, you would just it would be the delay. But
Yeah.
sometimes if you're like say the 7 dirty words,
Yeah.
then you might be you could actually loop the bad words. Now I've done that before where I've had a caller, and they say something and I missed the delay.
Yeah.
And I've actually looped because it just rewinds the last and
Okay.
repeats it.
Oh, okay.
So I've done that.
So you have ways
before.
to get around it.
Yeah, but I've done that to where I've actually looped the cuss word.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, it's all about your
Oh,
editing.
wow.
Did you get like flagged? Did the FCC flag you and be like, this chick?
Thank God not. Thank God not.
Like I said, it goes back to your editing and your
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
gotta be on. You really gotta pay attention. Like, and
Yeah.
the difference between like the Juice and like many other stations is we never recorded our phone calls and played them. Like we always went live.
Live.
Yeah.
You got what you got.
Always like you got what you got.
You got what you
Okay?
got.
Like there was
Yeah.
no.
See, that's different.
Yeah.
See, like when we do our show here, like he'll send me the audio file, and then I edit out some stuff that that needs
That's
to be
the cool
taken.
thing about podcasting.
Yeah.
That's what I love about podcasting
Yeah.
is because you can actually put a lot of post production
Timing.
into it.
Post-production. Yeah. All the
We didn't heard
post-production
people's
I
cell
does.
phone go off in the background. We had
Yeah.
people's kids rolling around outside. We was just
Right.
like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And see,
So,
some of that can happen on live radio too, but it's like what you said is out there. But going back to what you're saying, yes, I think this is the new wave. People always, you hear people say like, oh, radio's dead. Absolutely not.
Mhm.
Right.
Like it's not.
It's
It's just
not.
that the way people are listening to radio
It's different.
is
Evolves.
different. It's
Yes.
changed.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. The platforms are different. You can download an app, you can listen
Mhm.
online, you can listen to a radio show and a podcast. Once I
Right.
do my radio show, I can chop it up, put it online. Now it's a podcast,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's
I
just
agree
how
with you.
how it's changing is different, and it's thriving
Yeah.
because especially podcasting. I said it's growing, and it really, really, really peaked during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
We ain't had nothing
People
to
were
do.
sitting at home.
We ain't had nothing to do.
Not a
with
lot
it.
of interaction.
Right. You didn't have the interaction. People had a lot to say.
Mhm.
People were in it, it's like
There's a lot going on.
there
too.
was a lot going
There
on
was.
to talk about that, and people realized like, wait a minute, you telling me all I gotta do is just have a computer
Right.
and
Internet, a
internet?
mic,
Yeah.
and
And
the
you
internet.
didn't even
That's
need a
it.
mic. Like
The phone.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
can do it
With a
on
laptop, yeah.
Well,
You
even
know what I'm
like
saying?
we
But
have guests in like Zoom meetings. Like I
Right,
don't think I've had a
Zoom,
staff meeting that hasn't been
yeah,
a Zoom meeting
right.
since. And then you can Zoom in people, and they can be,
And then you
Yeah.
can broadcast that.
Yeah.
right.
Share
It just
that to your-
became it was it because it was like, wow. And then hold on, and I can make money off of this.
right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Facebook monetizing.
Listen, right. So
I'm
that's
trying to make
the
some money.
and so now that's how you do it. You take this and you package it,
Yep.
and then you find one of these distributors,
Mhm.
right? And that's how you market it. So you can either make it a hobby where you do it for fun, or you can make it marketable and scalable.
Yeah.
Brand it.
Right.
So one of the classes that I teach at UT is podcasting. And that's where we're on. Like a lot of them, they do podcast. Like a lot of them do the podcast. But I'm like, okay, well, so what are we doing here? Like, are we, you want to do it in addition to whatever else that you're doing, or you trying to make money off of this thing?
Right.
Right.
So now
Right.
you do that. Now when it comes to your editing and all that, now it's really,
Yeah.
you got to think about branding and the business
Mhm.
side
All
of
of
things
that,
because
yeah.
you want people to, the promotion side.
Gotta get shirts.
Tap
Yes.
in.
Yeah, the
That have,
shirts,
wait, you
yeah.
can't see it, but
You
they have
can't
Mud
see it,
Talk on
but-
the back.
Yes, we do have Mud Talk shirts.
Yeah, I
available
see
now.
that. It was
So,
like, and that's nice. Like
Yes.
those things it's all packaged.
Yes.
But the podcasting, I think that's what I think at this point, I think that if you want to get into the business, that's
Start
how you do
podcasting,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you've been doing this for 20 years. You have the program
Why
now.
you say now instead of said 20 years, not
Now you
the
making her feel like
But she's a
They
veteran.
used
She's
to
a
be last
veteran.
time.
20 years.
She's
But
a
it is
veteran
not.
in the game
Okay,
now.
so let's just forget about the number.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
you're
So,
you're vet-
you're
okay,
a
but
vet now.
you're seasoned.
You're a veteran now. What's next for you?
Okay, so I want to finish this PhD up first.
Mhm.
That's, I got a couple more classes and then I'll be working on a dissertation. So, but I really want to grow the program.
Absolutely.
That is my thing. And I'm hoping to become tenure, at a university because that's my
That
thing now.
PhD.
That's my thing now. Like I am full-time. I am a full-time lecturer at UT.
Okay.
So I do have a workload. I'm the advisor of the radio station there. So, like that is, and so like with the Amazing Kids, it's a pipeline program.
Right.
So I'm starting the kids at the 4th grade level. And then, just working them up to the middle school. We get them at Upper Bound and the high school. You know, we can get them into CTE programs. You know, in high school. Then they come see me at UT. You know, then we get it, and we send them out to the workforce, and then hopefully they turn around and give back.
Right.
So the goal is just to create a pipeline, you know, to where they are just constantly exposed and they're interested and they're engaged.
Right.
And the basis is still improving reading skills along the way.
But as they get older, so the learning outcomes become different when I get to like Upper Bound, because now it is more about the exposure, but now it's like about the confidence
and their interest
and the interest, right? Like talking about the things that they like, things. Oh my goodness, like the things that they're going through. You know, it becomes a soundboard. Yeah. Our podcasts are soundboards for a lot of our kids, even at the early age. Yeah. You know, it's therapy. Right. It can be therapy for these kids. You know, so and then so when we get them to college, so my college students, now it's about preparing for the workforce. You know, so but I do want to continue. I definitely want to stay at the institution. I still want to be in higher education. I said I'm there most of the day, almost Monday through Thursday. You know, I'm teaching 4 classes right now. You know, and I said working on the program, and you know, and running the station, plus being a mom and my husband, and you know, it's a lot of work. Yeah. But the goal is to get tenure, and then scale this program.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of work, but you're holding it down, though.
It's a lot of work.
Hey, you're holding it down.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And it's going to come full. I'm sure you're already starting to see it come full circle as they're starting to.
It is. It really is. You just got to be patient. It's like we were talking.
It gets greater later.
You already know. Like, I mean, we were just talking a little. We were talking a little bit earlier. It's like nowadays these kids, it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
Like
I call it the popcorn, microwavable popcorn. You just want it, boom, right now in 2 minutes.
Right, and it's not the way it works.
No.
Not at all.
And that's a great life skill and a life lesson, just to teach them like.
Yeah,
the good things come to those who wait.
Yeah.
But you see, but not even just kids, as adults, like we need to know that too, because even as adults, we have to learn how to trust the process. And trusting the process is tough, it's hard. But once you finally trust it and you see it, you're like, you know what, okay, let me just hold on. Because even with Mud Talk, I know in the beginning we were like, this needs to be like on the juice right now. 97.3. Somebody needs to do it.
You did tell me that. I did.
Yeah, and you know what? And the thing is we were and I remember I hit you up. Yep. And when you were doing 419 grind, I was like, Rich, Deb. I was like, he's good. Like, you know, like you need to check him out. I said at the time, you know, like I know that they were trying to, you know, get some programming on the air, and I was like, you might want to. And I hit you up. I think I hit you up. I was like, okay, you need to reach out to Rich. Like, this is the thing. This is what they're doing. You know, you might want to consider it because you got talent. You got it. You know.
And I'm so glad. Like, I feel like in that moment that it wasn't supposed to happen because we were just starting. Yeah. So there were so many things that we needed to learn.
The growth
before.
All the way through.
Yes. So, and you're always gonna grow. Yeah. Like, and I'll tell you this, like, you know, this part, this is the fun part, right? Like this is the best part of being able to use this platform to inform and educate. Yeah. But you want to leverage this to make your other moves.
Absolutely.
Right? Like unless I'm working in New York somewhere, you know, like radio is there. Right. You ain't getting much. To be honest with you. You're not getting much. But there are the other things that you can do by leveraging it. That's what we've done. That's what I've done. Yeah. That's what Charlie's done. Like you just leveraging the call letters, leveraging the platform to start your own voiceover company and doing what, you know, so I might not do a show, but I still do voiceovers.
Your own t-shirt designing company. That's where I'm going.
You see what I'm saying? So you want to leverage that. Like you want to, I still do voiceovers. I still make money there, you know,
like multiple outlets.
Absolutely. Yeah. If I didn't work at the Juice, I wouldn't have been able to get my job at UT. Yeah. Right. You know, I wouldn't have been able to explore those opportunities. I wouldn't be able to have my own program. You know, it's
absolutely
use that. You use this to make your move.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, somebody gonna be listening to us in the morning. Mud Talk Crew, Morning
They
Crew.
probably
I don't know.
listen
It's
to
gonna be
us.
something.
Yes,
We're
yeah.
gonna manifest it. We're gonna have to really work on that filter though.
I can have a filter.
I
I don't
know.
have a filter. I have to all day long.
Yeah. And it's just, you just gonna like it just, I can listen to commercials. I listen to this and be like, oh, why did you say that? Like, no matter what, you're always gonna growl. Like, there's no perfect show. Like, it's that's what makes it, organic and genuine. Like,
and
the fact
relatable.
that, exactly. That's what, if you don't have some slip ups, if you don't stumble and mumble,
Break it
and
down.
sing,
You're never gonna know how to fix what you've done.
Absolutely.
Stools, some stuff all over the table.
Right.
Stools, spilling wine.
Drop it.
You know how much I used to tear the studio up.
Thank you. I like her. You know why? Because I don't feel alone anymore in my mess.
That used to get us in trouble.
Drinking.
Day.
This is
me
water.
and Charlie could tell you how many shots was in a bottle of 15.
Oh, okay. This is water because we were told that we were going to be sober
There are
today.
35 shots.
But usually it's something else.
I'm drinking water.
Yes, we're drinking water.
Drinking water today. I did have a little bit of wine on the way here.
It's okay. Just a little bit.
Not in the car. I had it when I got here. I do not drink and drive.
So in the car.
Y'all are just telling on yourselves today.
I do not. It was a
Hey,
drinking.
I didn't
That's
tell
one
you
more.
myself.
Listen,
It just
you
sounded
hustling
bad.
illegally.
No, it just sounded bad.
I didn't say I was hustling.
I literally
You did
said,
say you
you
were
did say
hustling.
that. I said, we're
You
talking about hustling legally. And you was like, oh, well, it's too late. It's on the air now.
It's done.
We just talked about that.
And don't you edit it out either.
Hey, we won't.
There we go.
Don't worry.
We really
I'm
don't.
going to edit the YouTube video, so stay in there. I'm going to highlight it. Hustler. Just
Hustler,
right
there you
here.
go. Now, before we let you go, we got a couple things we got to do. We have a game.
We do.
Oh,
We played the game too.
This is our favorite.
So I took out one
I'm
of them
glad.
because it was way too similar to the other one. I don't know what I was doing with Girls Medical to get one of these two.
What was that? You said that one was what?
It was just like one of the other one. It was similar. It was a medical thing that I wasn't feeling.
Oh, okay.
This is your it. Here you go.
Shit.
Ready?
All right. What do we got?
Mud talk.
Okay, so
Thank
we're gonna
you
do
for
this
it.
one. Best 21st birthday story.
Oh, God.
21st birthday.
Ooh, do you remember
I don't remember.
Remember
that?
mine? Well, that's your story. I don't remember.
That must have been a good birthday.
What did I do?
I
don't remember what happened last night. Like, I don't remember
Well,
what happened. I'm trying to
Give us
think.
a good college one if you don't have a good.
No.
Well, you think.
Hold on. Let me think.
Well, yeah, we all get it. We
Look,
get
she
it
went to
in.
Akron, so she got a lot of good
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
lot. Like, come on. I was trying to,
You're
like,
trying to
hype
come out
myself
somewhere.
up. And then
They different
we're
down
like,
there.
oh,
I-
hell no.
That is the turn
All
up.
right, so we're thinking
College.
21st birthday story. You guys got
I
yours?
have mine.
I got mine.
21st? It's got to be 20.
It just says 21st birthday story. Yep.
I mean, I
See,
just
I'm
got
so,
drunk.
it's been a long time ago. I know that was part of
I'm
it.
pretty sure we all got drunk.
Yeah, I just got drunk. That's all I remember.
Okay, so Red's story is he
So
just got drunk
Angie
remembers
and my
nothing
girl
else.
Angie and Alicia, Shanti, if you are listening, can you remind us of what we did?
That's great. That is
Please
great.
Because I don't know.
Please let her know what she did.
All right, so
on her
we'll let you go.
21st
We'll let you go
birthday.
last. We'll let you sit and think
Okay.
for a minute. Said you got one big team.
Yes. So when I turned 21, there was this club called Jesse James South.
Jesse
Oh,
I
my
knew you
goodness.
was about to say that.
Good times. And they had this special there. They used to do goose in hand 3 for $10.
Oh my God.
And they would come around with the tray.
With the whole tray.
Can I tell my story? Thank you.
Red, you're about to get the teacher again.
Thank you.
Mm.
Quiet coyote.
You're sitting between two people that have worked in education.
So they would come around with the tray and they would have Hennessy and goose shots on there. So they would be like, goose in hand 3 for $10. I'm like, hey, come over here. So now I'm excited because I'm 21.
He said, "Hey, come over
I'm like,
here."
come over here. So I used to drink this drink called Blue Motherfuckers. So I was like, let me get a Blue Motherfucker.
I've had that.
Yeah,
Did you give me that?
I probably did.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had a Blue Motherfucker and I had the goose and hand shots. But here was the thing. The thing is that I'm just so excited about drinking. I'm like, let me get 2 goose shots and a Henny. So I like take these shots and I pour them in my Blue Motherfucker. So now
Of course you did.
it's just a whole concoction going on. And I know for a fact that I did this multiple times because I'm just like, oh, it don't taste bad. All I remember is shout out to my best friend, Shakita, rest in peace. She had to drive me home. She drove my car. And I remember as we're driving, I'm trying to throw up out the window. It's not going out. It's all like,
oh, come on.
So-
Are you kidding me?
Why did this go to a girls' medical thing?
Right.
I was trying to avoid this.
Yeah,
It's
we
okay.
can
So,
do
wait,
the
It's all right.
so the thing was, so this was the crazy part. So the crazy part was that I'm thinking I'm throwing up out the I'm like it's lying on the ground. I woke up the next morning and I just see it all on the side of the car.
Oh my
goodness. I woke up. I'm still drunk. I'm just like, please take me home. So I stayed at her house, and I stayed like 2 or 3 blocks from her. I'm like, I really need to go home. Like, I'm just drunk. So I walk outside. There was snow on the ground, and I see the throw up. I'm like, I can't take my car home with throw up on the side. So I took the snow and
you just smeared it.
And I took the shirt and I just like took it off and just cleaned off the throw up.
Yeah, you did.
And I went home and I went to sleep.
Yeah, you did.
And that was my 21st birthday.
I have a similar car throwing up story that I will tell you when we are not doing this.
Yes.
But it's very similar to that one.
Yes. What's throw up on the side of your car?
Not the story. Not my 21st birthday story to tell you, but the story I'll tell you when we are off air is my car. It wasn't on my car.
You throw up in somebody else's car.
It wasn't in their car. It's a good story, but I'll give you my 21st birthday. When you said you just got drunk, Brad, you don't remember.
I don't remember.
Right.
You got drunk and doesn't remember. So mine, I went to BGSU, and let me preface this with my son was born in May. I turned 21 in July of that year. Okay. So I had not drank for the whole time.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was the first time I went drinking because obviously when you have I maybe had a drink here or there, but I hadn't drank at all. Was in Bowling Green, and we stopped at a bar there, and they had on special flaming Dr. Peppers. Oh, which if you know what that is, it's a drink where they basically drop a Jaeger in a beer and chug it, and they light it on fire first, and then they drop it in the beer, and it tastes like Dr. Pepper. So I had, I don't know how many, a lot, and then I had a lot of Long Island iced teas. Yes, they did. And I don't remember much from that. I know I still to this day cannot drink or smell Dr. Pepper. It's been 20 years. But I got really drunk, and you're in a college town, BG, and I went to the Taco Bell, and I was like, it's my fucking 21st birthday. So I cut, and now Taco Bell at 2 a.m. is where everybody goes, and they're angry. They want their tacos. And I was like, you bitches, it's my 21st birthday. Cut in front of everybody. The line was out the door. Cut in front. I was like, it's my fucking 21st birthday. I'm gonna puke. Cut in front. I got my food. Walked out. Everyone's like screaming at me, like, get your friend. I was like, it's good. Bye guys. Have a good day. I sat my ass in the middle of the parking lot. Not like the drive-through was here. I sat right there, and I'm like, I'm gonna eat this. My friends were like, get up out of the. I did, and I ate every once of that taco. My friends were like guarding me
in the middle of a
drive.
drive.
I was first real drunk. And then I sat down and ate the Taco Bell, and like my friends were like directing cars around me to like go to the drive-thru because I wouldn't get up. And then we walked back to my friend's house where we were staying the night, and a friend that was supposed to come out with us like didn't come out, and I was like, oh, she's up in the room sleeping, and they're like, no, she's not. I'm like, yes, she is, because when I went in there to throw up, I thought it was the bathroom, and I kind of thrown up in there. She directed me to the bathroom. Finally, they took me home. I don't even know how I got home. All I know is for 2 straight days I threw up. I don't even know who took care of my kid. He's alive still. He's about to be 21 in May. So he's turned 21 this May. So
and he goes to Cincinnati, so he might have a similar story.
Well, I told him this. I did not 56 hours of labor for me to not go out.
56 hours.
Yeah, it was lots of long C-sections, pushing. It was horrible. He was 10 pounds, 2 ounces. The boy.
Oh my God.
You know what? I had him on the day after Cinco de Mayo. So on May 5th at midnight, he turns 21. I said, I will be there. I pushed you.
So you pushed him and had a
12 hours of pushing. And then they said, he's not coming out. I'm like, yeah, shit, he's not coming out. I was like, come out. I was begging for them to cut him out at like hour 24. They're like, no, you're not ready. I'm like, oh, I'm ready.
Like, get him out.
Wow.
Yeah. Finally, a doctor came in like on a different shift. And was like, this baby's not coming out. Like, it's time to.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but he's about to be 21, and we're gonna have. Maybe I'll have
another 21.
Another 21. He told me he doesn't want to go out with me though. He's like, no, you're gonna make me do shots. I was like, yeah.
It's your birthday,
yeah.
I can't tell you my 21st, but I can tell you my welcome party.
Okay.
To the juice.
Okay. Yeah.
That changed my life. Like I had again, like this was like my first big girl job.
Yeah.
Okay. So the week after I got here, we were getting ready. It was in May. We were getting ready to celebrate. It was May 16th of whatever that year was. It was at Headliners. Is it Headliners?
Yep, Headliners.
I cannot remember who was performing. I want to say it might have been Marcus Houston, and I can't remember again. Anyway, it was a good party. It was a Mardi Gras party. It was for Charlie's birthday. It was for his 20th. Yeah, it was for his birthday. And I remember like it was the first time, like my first real party with record labels. and just artists and just kicking it, good time, people paying good money, and I'm gonna be on stage, right? Never had Patron. Actually, I'd never had. I mean, come on, like I was in college. I never had any top shelf.
No, you had like the bottom shelf.
You had all bottom. I had Pop Bob and E&J.
That was my stuff.
Yeah, like yeah. That was the kind of life I was living. So one of the record labels had Patron. I never had Patron before. So it's like, hey, let's get the new DJ drunk. And that's what they did.
Wow.
So I get on stage. Now introducing the new girl on our morning show. Give it up for Tisha Lee. And then here I come. Hi, everybody. Now I gotta show me yours. Show me yours. Because we have beads. You know, like the Mardi Gras. I'm like, show me it. Wow.
Were you getting shown?
They were showing.
They were.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, and I came with another young lady that was working at the time, you know, and we were just throwing back, having a good time. And they, listen, looking back, I was like, damn, I did not realize how bad I was. So, like, I'm kicking it. You couldn't tell me nothing. This was my welcome party to Toledo, like my introduction to this city. And I am 2 sheets to the wind. So I get off the stage and I'm ping ponging the people, hey, excuse me, all the way back to the back. And I remember, they tell me this all the time. That's why I'm not afraid to tell it, because it was one of those things that were like this known at the station. The next day, the Welch family had Sunday dinner. And Mrs. Welch, may she rest in peace, said, who hired that girl? They're like, who hired that girl? Like, what? What was y'all think? You know, they were like, y'all sure about her? So like, yeah, like all the, you know, the whole family like, are y'all sure about that girl? And then so the next that Monday I come back, I said, dang, what no girl drunk? The girl that I went to the party with. Like, dang,
she was the drunk one.
She was messed up. What? They were like, we had to carry you home.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, but I never, after that, I never gotten like that again, because again, I was still learning. Like I was still, I was still trying to kick it like college days.
Yeah.
Right.
And see the difference between college and being in professional radio. You gotta be professional.
Yeah.
I can't, you know, you gotta conduct yourself a certain way. You want to be respected and you want people to take you seriously. You can't be
on the stage with the train.
As you can't do that. You know, you gotta be careful. You know, you have to be very
well.
careful.
That's something we may have to work on a little bit too. With our what are you looking at me for?
What?
You just because I accidentally stood. It's more about where I stood on the stool rather than the fact that I was drinking. I'm just saying.
That's stool, post stool.
I know it's fine.
It's all right.
Hold me up, or you. Hold one of us up.
It's still here. All right, so we get to vote, right?
We get to vote. So we have puke cleanup car. We have just, I don't remember because I was just drunk.
I don't remember.
We have Taco Bell eating and throwing up, and we have acted crazy on the
Mardi
stage with
Gras
some
Mardi
Mardi Gras beads.
All right, we'll let you vote first.
I'm gonna go with the puke story because I can relate to that too.
I'm going with the puke story too because I feel that.
I'm going with the puke.
All right, Big T. So
Yeah,
I'll get you a certificate along with Jameil, and you'll get
Hey.
your. I told my
This is a
puke
Grammy.
story
It's about
story.
beer, right?
Put it next to your Grammy
Yes,
someday.
next to my Grammy one day for best podcast in
My
That's
first
right.
birthday puke
yes,
story.
something like that.
I couldn't imagine puke just coming back to my face.
It's common.
It
It's
wasn't.
common.
It was sliding on the passenger
It
side
wasn't-
door.
it was-
It
It wasn't going
Probably
outside
kinda
like
hit
you
your
thought.
face.
It wasn't projecting where it needs to
It did
project.
not.
Well,
go
the
where it's
visual
supposed
is
Yes.
the visual.
Yes.
Hey, at least I remember it though. So
Oh, right.
wait. So Lexi said, "So are you saying get rid of the bottles in the studio, Tish?"
No, I'm not saying that because no, absolutely not. Because we'll tell you. I said, hey Lexi, thank you for allowing me to come. Thank you. I'm loving the place. Yeah, no, we always kept something in the studio. Like those were our best times.
In cups like this, but this is just water. But
yeah. But see, back then, like during our well, no, we did eventually introduce video, but keep those in there.
Yeah.
All right, we got any more questions for her? That was it.
That we just one.
All right, that's what's it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Tisha Lee, for
Thank
coming
you for
through.
allowing me. I
Yes,
enjoyed
yes, yes.
this. This was
Now-
nice.
Now, before we go, we have it's my favorite segment, y'all.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
It's my
this. You
favorite
did
Friday.
participate too.
So,
I gotta get my phone out. I have notes.
oh, ooh, shit, you came ready.
Been a minute.
All right, so the last Friday of every show.
Okay.
We do a segment called Fuck Your Feelings Friday.
Oh.
And this is where you get to say fuck your feelings to anything and anybody who has pissed you off this month. So, do you have anybody you want to say fuck?
Let me think about it. Might be a little long.
Red, you got anybody?
Why you think about it? Fuck your feelings, Friday.
There it is.
Thank you, Red. Thank you. I'll go because I do have a fuck your feelings. So, mostly everybody knows. I don't know why it's such a big thing, but knows that I left my previous employer. You know what I'm saying? And fuck all the people who just mind your fucking business. Like, I'm not understanding why it was such a big deal that I left. But I mean, everybody. I just posted about this on Facebook. But it'll be almost 2 months. And everybody is still asking me. I'm just like, I'm tired of explaining the fucking story. So get the fuck over, fuck y'all feelings. I don't understand why it's such a big deal. It's annoying. So please mind the business that pays you, because it definitely ain't me that's paying you. So that's all I'm gonna say. So fuck everybody who keep asking about why I left my job. It don't matter. Just know these bills are paid. It's all good. So that was it. I've been holding on to that since February.
Yeah, you have. I don't know what happened to my file. I think maybe I got through it. I think I must have gotten through my life.
And I've been on that since February, and I couldn't get it out because we've had our Black Men show. We had serious shows. So.
Yeah.
We did the Black Men's Mental Health show, and then we did the Newlywed Game show. So we just couldn't.
I just don't. I'm with you though. People need to get their mind in business.
How did I'm gonna go back and watch the Newlywed Game. I've been looking at some of the podcasts. I like that. I like that men's. That was good.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so fuck all the people who keep asking me about why I left my job. Just mind your damn business. When we say that a lot on here.
We do. It's literally just mind your business.
Just mind your business. God damn it. Like, literally somebody was like, they found, they texted me, was like, well, damn, it sucks to have to find on Facebook that you left your job. Why do you give a fuck? Why do you care?
You know what? If they were that close to you, guess what?
They would have known. You would have told.
Why do you give a fuck? But here's the thing, though. I didn't respond back to that, but I responded back on my status today, and I was like, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Like, damn, I ain't winning a Grammy, so why the fuck do you care? I'm not a celebrity, so I don't know. But
you are very good at posting cryptic things in your Facebook.
Just so you know, you are a celebrity. Okay, so that is one thing that it took. Like you are. You
can't take that away.
You are. You are. Like when you have a platform.
Yeah.
It changes.
Yeah.
People recognize.
People
recognize your voice,
or when they ask you to take pictures at random music festivals.
You're wearing a shirt. You at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Or listen to you. That's my marketers. You know what? I got one. I gotta say this one. I was not going to because I was worked through it, but I need to say this one. Fuck all the people that lie for no fucking reason.
Absolutely.
Like why? Why are we lying?
And can we be specific? Grown ass people.
Right. Like, okay, kids, I get it. They're like trying to get out of trouble and stuff. But like, if you're lying for no reason and you have zero reason to lie to me, and I know you're lying, why are you lying?
Yeah.
Like, stop lying. And anybody that knows me, if you know me and you're about to know me, I do much better with the truth. Just tell me. Just tell me the truth.
Right.
I might not love it. We might have some words about it, but I promise you this. And I even tell my kids this at home. Like, if you're going to do something that you feel like you have to lie about, just be honest with me, because I promise you what's going to happen after this.
Right. Yeah.
Better. And I feel that, but I shouldn't have to say that to an adult.
Yes.
Like, just be, and I know we all tend to maybe not always tell the truth, but to go out of your way to lie for no reason, I can't.
I just never understood adults who lie, because it's like, what am I going to do? Whoop you? Like, what are you lying for?
Yeah.
Just be honest. And my grandmother always said, rest in peace her soul, she always said, if you got to lie about it, that means you probably ain't supposed to be doing it.
Well, and I will say, so I did talk this through with a friend of mine because I needed to, and they said, well, maybe people do that because they don't want to hurt your feelings. And I'm like, but if you feel like you have to say something that's going to hurt my feelings, we need to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
It might not be pleasant.
Yeah.
But it needs to be had.
Yes.
Especially if you're like one of my people. So I just,
I definitely get it. I don't like grown people who lie. It's just, it don't make sense to me. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm with it.
All right, Ray, do you have a FYF today?
Fuck everybody who.
I said, fuck everybody who just does this.
Just fuck everybody. Just.
We can't hear you. All I can hear is just fuck everybody.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Now we can.
Yeah, now we can hear you good. That's saying nice and loud to the crowd. Just
ain't too many people give a fuck how you feel.
Oh.
So fuck everybody who don't feel how I feel.
Who don't feel how you feel or don't understand how you feel.
Understand how I feel.
Okay. I almost say because I would never feel how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand how you feel. Yes.
Okay.
No, I understand how you feel, but you like
eventually this does end up with a big fuck you.
Right.
Fuck everybody, fuck you. I don't know.
But no, he's like fuck our people who don't feel how I feel, but we all got different emotions. But
he meant understand how he feels.
Okay.
Understand
you know what?
how I
Can I
feel.
just add
That's the teacher in me.
I'm about to add this.
I know that's almost like
Right. I heard you. I got it. I do it.
Let's talk about your feelings.
Right.
I know you just said fuck
Yeah.
Well, today I'm feeling.
But you know what? Along with that, fuck all the people that minimize how people process their feelings too.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the amount of people that just want to say things about how people process feelings, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, in my role, obviously, when I work with people and we're dealing with mental health, and I have to listen to somebody say, "Well, I'm not going to cry because I've been told that it's not okay," or "Quit being mad." Okay, well, we can't. It's not wherever you work.
Yeah.
Or "Quit being sad," or "Why are you sad about that?" That's
Yeah.
So fuck all the people that minimize those feelings that you want them to understand.
I didn't have it happen before. Like, don't really want to put this out, but my kid's mom then always, like, every time I've ever been sad or whatever, or had a death in the family, she would oh well, it happens.
So we're saying fuck her.
Yeah, we said fuck all the people that minimize the way people process their feelings.
Yeah.
Oh well, fuck her.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
that's
sorry.
where
We don't know baby mama, but
yeah.
I'm not trying to start any fights. This is all that was him. He said it. I don't love her, not a fight.
And I didn't say anything.
We're just over here.
She's
being
not my baby
disagree.
mama, so I don't give a fuck. Fuck her.
Yeah, well, there you go. That was Big T.
Big T said fuck her.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Miss Tisha Lee, do you have an FYI?
You know what? I don't know where this is going, so I'm gonna refrain. I don't really have I had a pretty good week. Like, it's been all right. Like, usually there's a fuck you here and there. But
Yes.
this week was not bad, and I don't want to. I'm good. I'm good. Usually there is something most of the time. But
Not this
it's
week.
been not this week. It's all
It's been
right.
a pretty decent.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. I just felt like this week was long as shit though.
Yeah.
Like I was at work on Wednesday and me and my coworker was like, it's only fucking Wednesday. And we were like, it's been a long fucking week. Like I feel like that at my new job that I'm at, I feel like I've already worked there for 2 months. Like that's how long this week was. I was like,
Really?
damn, I've only been here a week. I'm like, fuck. Like this feels like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like where is summer break? I need it
There
right
definitely
now.
needs to be some nice weather. You know what? This isn't even like a fuck anybody. This is a fuck road construction. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
yeah.
I just realized
Central
there's
Avenue.
that, and then I realized that there is 2 road construction projects happening,
And Secor.
Secor's one,
Yeah.
Central's one. That Secor one gets me every single time,
right.
and I hate it.
So I cannot get where I need to go without.
But see,
someone
the
to-
thing that pisses me off about that, y'all working on the wrong part of Secor. Like, please go down a little bit further.
Oh, and widen that, let's say,
Widen
so somebody
it
doesn't
and fix
sideswipe
it.
me.
Yes.
But then also by my house, there are 2 different road construction projects, and it's the 2 main routes to get to my job.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're both closed at the same time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get to work, and I can't make it on time as it is.
Well, now
So,
you have a reason to be late.
Fuck the planners who don't know how to plan with each other on how to like not make these projects all happen at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
that's
get a better
crazy.
planner. So fuck
Yeah.
those people that don't know how to plan.
Absolutely. My last fuck your feelings is fuck all the people who don't let people live their life that they want to live. I was watching Dr. Phil today, and I know everybody.
I have not watched Dr. Phil in like years.
Yeah,
I didn't know he's still on.
Yeah,
he's still
going
on.
I
strong.
don't get to watch a lot of TV.
He's going strong.
Are you sure he's still on? I thought he was
Yes.
retiring.
I
not
just
reruns?
watched
No,
it
it's not
today.
reruns.
On the
Brand
new episode
Oh,
of
brand new.
It's
Dr.
brand
Phil.
new. Yes.
I swear though, I feel
I
like
love your
he's
voice.
ending soon. I
Oh,
swear I heard
He
that.
might be. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Thank you.
But they had a dad on. They were talking about transgenders and whatnot, and they had a dad that saw their son for the first time be in transgender form. Like he never saw it.
Oh.
Yeah, and so they showed it on Dr. Phil today,
Yeah.
and he came out, and the dad was like pissed, and they basically just having a story of like this is the first time he's seen. He is retired. Yes. It was.
Oh wait, so I was right?
Yeah, he is retired. So this is like
Oh,
last year. So it was the first time that he's seen his son, but who identifies as a woman. And he like went off. Like this whole like basically like disowning him type shit and blah blah. Fuck all the people who don't let their people,
No,
kids,
fuck all
whoever.
the parents who disown their kids for
That's what I'm talking
stuff.
about. Yeah, like just let people live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your kids, like
Yeah.
you, that is your.
You raise them.
I don't know.
My biggest thing that I hate just as a person, even as a parent, I would never want my own son to
That's right.
not be himself,
Yes.
but then suffer on the inside just so I can be happy.
That's right.
You know what
And
I'm
that's
saying?
what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We make it about ourselves.
Yeah, and our kids
Yeah.
your kids are going to do things that are going to disappoint.
Right.
They're going to make choices that make you.
Like,
And you just gotta check
Taco
it.
Bell.
Yeah.
You know what? Mom and Shirley do not need to know for sure.
It is what it is now.
My mom doesn't
But
know
that's
what podcast is.
Yeah, but I would never want my own son like
No.
me. He's not. But if my son came and say, "Hey, Dad, this is what I like, or this is what I want to identify as," I'm not going to be upset and force him to suffer in silence just so I can be happy.
Or unloved, or just feel like they don't belong. I mean, like
I don't fucking understand that. So one of my favorite people right now, Dwayne Wade,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
I love how they just
Right.
let
Yes.
their daughter, because that's what
Yeah.
she identifies as. I love that, and they love her. And
Yeah.
even though some people are like, I wouldn't let my child do that being so young.
And he snaps right back at him. And
He
I
sure
love
does. Yeah. But to allow a child to just be themselves, I'm with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm with
Yeah.
it, because that means that that child doesn't have to suffer, until they turn 18.
Mhm.
And now you are like, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me? Because you probably would have been pissed off if I told you.
So maybe we
Right.
could tell people this too. Like FYI, if you're doing that, your children are suffering on the inside.
Yeah.
They may not tell you, but they are.
Stop
So,
causing
love it.
fucking trauma in your kids.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We could do a whole other show on trauma.
Yeah, you should. I mean, you
Yes.
really
We
should.
might need
This
to.
is a
We
whole
might
You
show.
might
show.
need to, for real.
The next
Because it is.
You should.
All right.
Miss
I'm with
Lexi
you on
said,
that.
"I love that media trained answer." Yes, ma'am.
Yes. She
He's
He's like, "No, y'all can have that." Yeah, like-
Look, you can tell I want media trained because I would have answered that question like the next one, like no. So I just learned, I got a piece of a lesson right there. I love it. Well, we thank you so much, Miss Tisha Lee, for coming.
Oh,
through.
this
We
was a
appreciate you
pleasure.
so
I
much.
really
Thank
enjoyed.
you.
This is a
Thank you.
nice. This was
enjoyed
a
it.
really nice Friday night. I enjoyed
It's
it.
fun, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we behaved. We did good.
We
y'all.
did good.
Now, next show.
See, I need to come back when it's raw.
Oh, the next show is
yeah.
spring break.
Yes.
So we'll see how
Oh.
that goes.
Yes.
I bring some beads.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not sure.
I was about to say like
Well, for y'all now.
I'm sorry. What do you have against us and our tits? Because that was like a. Did you see that face? He was like,
saying, like, no, I didn't know
He
if
did
people
look
were
like he
showing
smelled
titties or
shit.
not. Like, I
He
didn't know.
was like,
I don't think he was ready for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't
like.
ready for folk.
Have you ever been down there in Mardi Gras?
I have not done no.
Oh, I have, and it was. Whew,
Mm.
people were showing a whole lot of stuff.
That wasn't just some titties, huh?
Yeah, they did.
Like we went when it wasn't Mark. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, crazy. They shut it down and.
All right. All right. Well, on the next episode of Mud Talk, it is our spring break episode. We have Tanae, the bartender, is coming back, and she's going to give you all of the spring break safety tips when you're drinking on spring break, because people don't behave on spring break. Well, you should, not supposed to, but be safe with it,
Yeah.
So Tanae is going to give us all the safety tips on that. I'm going to be giving my tips with T on what you should not do on spring break. Because we need to have that conversation. The internet is out there now, so we got to be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got to be cautious. So, and that's that. And you're going to give us some spring break stuff too. Some tips.
You know what? Maybe we'll play. Maybe we'll come up with a fun game.
We should.
We'll do a little spring break game.
Yeah.
By the way, I will.
Are
If
we
it's,
wearing our spring break?
We should
Attire?
we should do like beach clothes for spring.
you want me to wear my
Yeah.
bikini?
Please
Show off
do.
my beach body that I
Yeah,
don't
just
have
show
right now. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yes, and then we're going to be drinking because Tanae is going to be here.
You said we're going to be drinking.
Well, because Tanae makes us take a shot before and after her segment.
Well, not me
so,
because we know about me.
well,
and
yeah,
shots.
you don't do shots, but you drink.
I'll drink.
wine.
I'll drink.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
it'll be some fun tropical drinks.
it's definitely going to be, and we're going to have the Team Talk kids
Yeah,
going to be here as well too.
Oh,
so shout out to our Team Talk
Yeah,
kids. They're going to be in the building.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Probably not for the
Okay.
drinking games unless they're old enough, because
Well-
we will have to.
Well, they're not. They're 19, 18, something like that. 19, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not old enough. So we don't condone underage drinking.
No, so
at
we'll have
all.
them here and then
At all.
drinking will commence. With
Yes, they
their
will leave
segment.
after that. So, but they're going to be talking about, just how to take care of yourself during spring break, giving some tips on how to enjoy spring break and all that good
Maybe I
stuff.
could do something about go back to my roots and do something about safety, not almost like my sex ed when I started. Like I feel like that's a good spring break one for some of our younger viewers that they might need to
like
hear.
a sex ed spring break.
Like a sex ed tips for spring break, like because that's how I started right here, right?
Use condoms.
And well, it'll be more than that, but yeah, that's a good start.
That's a great start. And don't put it on your own.
And you can also get syphilis if you're not paying for sex. Just throw them out.
Thank you, Lucas County,
right,
for putting that bill.
You ever
So
seen that?
I don't know. All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all for tapping in here on Mud Talk. I'm Big T.
I'm Red.
I'm Miss Amy.
And you just listened to the only podcast that brings you the latest in music, news, and fashion. The only show that keeps your ears to the streets.
While we grind in the 419.
All right, y'all. We will see y'all next time.
Deuces.